Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Necromunda, as told in the Lowlife 2090 game engine from Steve Grodd, the creator of Low Fantasy Gaming. We are once again joining our intrepid group, the Last Choice Gang, as they have come out alive from a very brief encounter with uh, uh, the Butcher, who was supposed to be this really intimidating 7 foot odd tall muscular dude with two big ass chain axes inside of what used to be a corpse processing plant, surrounded by a bunch of his lower level members in an organized little like ritual like formation with a bunch of braziers in the middle of a fucking Coliseum arena kind of thing. And then after a couple of bops to the face, Manny just one turn beat him the fuck down because rule of cool happens. So yeah,
Mhm.
they one turn challenged the duel, challenged the big bad to a duel and killed him, and everyone else just honored the duel and left. So now they have a base.
Yup. You just bonked him.
I like how
Wouldn't
you
have
just.
it any
I
other
love how
way.
you just punctuate that with the sound of your Pokemon clicks.
Yeah. Yeah. What
Oh boy.
else?
But yeah, here, let me move everyone together a little bit so that we can do this next thing. So basically, to summarize for everyone who wasn't in the Discord, which is everyone watching, we are dealing with a bunch of nerds who uh did some stuff during the downtime that basically amounts to some people went scouting and found out some things. Doc Corvus met up with some members of a gang called the Dautus Adept. The Dautus Adept are a subsidiary group. Basically, they are related to, but not exactly. I'm just gonna leave him there. I have his token. I can put him back if he somehow comes back the fuck to life. That's fine. Um, the Dautus Adept are a group that they knew about in the area vaguely as a more militaristic kind of group that was related to Clan Delac, who are one of the more prolific main houses in Necromunda universe, and also very well known for being around Hivacropolis. They had a very interesting meeting. Doc Corvus went to this location that he was informed about, tapped on a door, was briefly welcomed by a camera and a fucking melt-a-gun on the door pointing at him and asking him to state his business. And they had a conversation with the Dautus Adept's major, who is their second in command, actually. There is one member of the gang above him in command, who is not present at the time. And basically what it all boiled down to was Doc Corvus was looking for some means to make some sort of alliance of some sort, or at least procure trade in some way, shape, or form. And what came out was basically an empty threat because the major realized that, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. He could just literally take this out whenever the hell he wants, but he went along with the show and implanted a bomb, like a voice activated bomb in his collar anyway, that would go off if he said his name, because he didn't want anyone to know that he had been giving him this job that was under the table and would undermine his authority within the Dautus Adept, because he was going against his superior's orders to leave the matter aside. But basically, to bring it all around, these guys have a job now from the Dautus Adept to deal with another gang in the area known as the Rats. The Rats have been acting as a thorn in the Dautus Adept side. They have been constantly poking at and annoying and like looting the southern flank of the Dautus Adept's troops and supply lines and causing issues for them. And while they haven't been so significant as to force the lead commander of the army of the entire gang to active warfare against the rats. They have been interrupting their efforts in fighting against what they perceive as a more pressing threat, which is the Mistress, another gang of Escher clan women up towards their north that they are in active, like full-blown warfare with at the moment. So the Major believes that the rats have been enough of a nuisance that they need to be dealt with sooner rather than later. He disagrees with this commander and he wants them dealt with. So that's what the last choice have been given as a job. So you guys spent a couple of downtimes resting and recovering. Manny, after taking some wounds during the battle, has come up to full health. Pixie spent some time upgrading the Rust Bucket vehicle out here to be on par with its neighbor, which I actually haven't adjusted to reflect in the stats, but which I will do now. There, done. Cool. It was 2 button clicks. All right. Deadpan improved relationships with his friend Helia, the girl that was rescued in session 1, and Mouse scouted out the rats. The rats are a very elusive sort, and in spite of doing pretty well in his search and getting a great success, he did not get a super great success, like a natural 1. And these guys are very specifically known to obfuscate attempts to gather information on them. That is very specifically their deal, and so I made it extremely hard in that respect. So only a nat 1 would have garnered more information than their general whereabouts of their HQ and the stats on their leader, which I give by default. So I will be dropping the stats in general in a moment because I don't think I actually screenshotted it and gave it to you guys yet, but you will get that in just a moment here. But yeah, you guys are basically currently dealing with this idea that you're going to be going to the slums to deal with a bunch of sneaky assassin guys.
Cool.
So, a quick point of relevance. I did, in fact, take that sledgehammer and I mounted it.
So you did, yeah. So you mounted the sledgehammer that you used to defeat the butcher in the yeah, nice.
Still has a few chunks on it too.
Oh, one last thing I forgot to I'll just type it in a note because the stream doesn't need to know it.
I will.
So that's posted in general. You guys have stats now. That's the quote unquote Rat King, as you know him.
Oh, hey, look, the king of rats!
He makes all of the rules.
He makes all the cheese really delicious.
Yes.
He's the big rat who makes all of the rules.
Let me find this. In the meanwhile, if you guys wouldn't mind buying me some time as I find this relevant file, would you did you have anything that you wanted to talk to each other about?
So, like, since we're doing this, how are we doing this? Because,
I don't
like,
know, but I'm not getting anywhere near it. You guys can do whatever the fuck you want. Just give me a high perch to see down. I'm not going anywhere near any of those fucking rats.
What's the range? Does your las rifle have a scope?
He
Or
has
is
a
it
250 meter range. He could be like off of the map and still shoot people, but assuming he has line of sight.
I'm assuming it has a scope with it.
It by default has a
Like-
scope. It's a long last.
won't they know that you're going up and that make you an easy target? It's
I
just saying,
don't
man.
fucking care. Just get me away from the fucking rats, okay? I can't.
Well, we don't have to kill. He just said doesn't want them in
He's
the
gonna
way.
be Overwatch.
Cool.
He's gonna be our eyes in the sky. He's gonna let us
Yeah.
know if they're trying
Yeah.
to ambush us or if they're trying to guide us somewhere. I get that, and I'm gonna loan you these so that way you're not looking through a singular scope. And I'm gonna let him borrow the rangefinders again.
Would they usually take prisoners, or because they're assassins, they're just there to kill? They're not gonna really.
So what you know vaguely about these guys is that their job is usually they're contracted to be assassins. They don't really worry about prisoners or anything of the sort in like any sense of the word because that's not their job. If people survive and it's not their target and they won't reveal their information, like they aren't aware of them, they don't give a shit. But if they do by any chance happen to know what's going on,
They won't
then they're
hesitate.
probably going to be a witness, and so they need to be executed as well, basically.
Okay.
So they're
Well,
those kind
that
of guys.
kiboshes my idea.
They're thorough with their job.
Okay.
So, Doc, what were the exact specifications we were given for this?
Is to stop them, well, bugging them essentially. So can talk to them, can kill them. He doesn't care how. He's just they're getting in the way, causing problems. We stop.
Oh, all right. Just.
Why don't we contract them to go to a different hive?
We got money for that.
I don't have money.
I mean, they don't know that.
Fucking, I've got a little bit, but not enough to get a whole clan.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think
going somewhere.
I'm sure any help would be enough.
Like,
As long as there isn't because it's happening frequently, right?
they're being
Enough
a
to be
pain.
annoying.
From what
Not to
I'm,
be annoying, but not cause serious problems. He just thinks it get worse, so deal with it now.
And it's his stuff that's being raided, right?
Yes, well, the group.
so like
Maybe we could set up a sting.
a sting might work if we know where they're who's
If
contracting
they feel
them.
like they're being hiring contractors, it might deter them from trying.
Hmm.
The thing
Right.
is, like, we don't know how they get in contact with their contractors.
They might not be
And-
paid. They might just be breaking shit.
Oh, like, what kind of problems were they causing again? Like, you said they were going after like the Dautus Adepts, like jobs.
Yes, they've been taking jobs and hitting their patrols.
Basically, so
Right.
the Dautus Adept are they're a high-tech military-based sort of faction. They basically act like they're an Imperial Guard regiment, even though they're not. But they also actively deploy like active squads in different regions of what they consider their territory to patrol with like drones and whatnot. And the rats have been acting a nuisance to like pick off some of their people, to take some of their shit and whatnot, and basically try and pick off and steal their supplies for their own purposes because they feel that they like also own some of that territory to some degree or something. He is unsure about that part, but basically they're at odds at each other, but the rats are doing it a lot like basically Afghanistan guerrilla warfare style. And they're doing it like disparately enough that it is causing problems and is killing enough of their men to be an issue in the eyes of the major, but in the eyes of the lead army commander, they have an actual like full-blown war on their northern front, and he doesn't feel he can dedicate enough resources to that.
Right. So it'd be one thing if we could if they have a contractor, but if they're doing this like of their own accord, being opportunistic, we might just have to bully them off the place, you know?
So I'm
Or we could
thinking-
just wipe these stupid fucking rats off the face of the. I don't like them. Okay.
I mean, we did just get rid of one. We don't want to draw too much notoriety immediately.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Like,
Okay, so let's go and do something entirely different and not mess with this, alright? Just shit on
All
the
right.
But
All right, I'll give you
I'm
guys a bare bones
serious.
map with like lines around.
I'm
If-
essentially saying like the sting might work if they notice if they're doing this of their own volition and they see people are now being hired, they might just say, it's not worth it anymore. And then if it does, Doc's contact or whatever could get a hold of him again, and we might have steady pay.
I kind of like the sting operation. Like, meet with them on our terms.
But
See
it would sting operation, and we just wipe out as much as we can and get out of there.
Show of force. Just say, hey, don't fuck with them. You know, they're under our protection. Gain some credit with Adontis.
Yeah, problem is like if we get this could easily like blow into a full blown gang war with ourselves. And hey, boss lady, we good with that? Like, could we afford that?
Could we afford a gang war in our new hive just after we left our last hive to escape a bunch of gang wars? Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what
That,
happens,
just to,
there's going to be gang wars, no matter where we are.
Oh yeah,
It's
I'm
only a
well
matter
aware
of
of that, Manny. That was called sarcasm.
I'm just saying, like, if there's a clean way to do this, I'd rather take that.
Look,
The
we need to
cleanest
make
way we can
allies
do
as
this-
best we can. You guys, I'm leaving it up to your discretion. But if this somehow comes to bite me in the ass, I'm not going to be none too happy about it.
Listen, I'm just saying, I think the cleanest way to do this is wipe out as many as we can.
But that's putting a target on our backs that's bigger than it already is.
Fuck, that's right.
Because these guys over here, they were big players, and now they're not here anymore.
Yeah, well, hold on, guys. Hold on, just 1 second.
So,
Okay.
gonna turn to Pixie. But yeah, the sting operation, I'm looking at it like this. There are negatives to this. Like we are possibly starting a gang war with them, but if this does keep happening, like I said, we could have steady work for his contact, keeping him paid to guard his convoys every time he goes in and out.
I
Okay, I'm
mean,
back.
like, I know the downsides, and the issue isn't so much like the gang war as it is like the attrition, I guess. Because like, I don't think these guys will like ever go away. Like, have you ever tried to like get rid of like rats, like an infestation?
Try living on Kazakhstan. The problem only gets bigger.
Exactly. Like, if we do this, it might just be a constant drain on resources until like we leave this hive too.
But
Unless we like manage to like wipe them all out in one fell swoop, you
which
know?
isn't going to happen, honestly. Let's be real.
I
Like,
think we should try and have them side with us, or at least try and establish some sort of like common ground with them.
maybe we can get them to like take on another gang along with them, like an
Ooh, maybe-
alliance.
Maybe maybe we can like I don't know, sow like rumors and try and feed it to them.
I mean, there is no rumor was here. This crew took out the butcher.
Yeah, side with us. How become become a major player in the hive.
Yeah.
Like,
Whatever you guys want to do, just don't let them get near me.
Don't worry, I'll dingle one by the tail.
All right. So do you guys have any idea of what final decision you're gonna come to? Are you gonna like try and go up and meet them like in person, or are you gonna go with more violent approach?
Pixie
Well,
votes
in-
for a more diplomatic approach, at least to start.
I second that.
So
Whatever.
yeah, then I will probably vote that Pixie and Deadpan take the lead on this.
Absolutely.
I'll stay back and cover exits. Doc could be on standby, and Mouse could be far away up on a hill.
Yeah, I'd
There
appreciate
is no hill. We are in Hive.
Sure, there is.
Alright.
Just look at that pile of scrap. That's a hill.
All right. So at this point, what I'm going to say is, you guys were having this conversation late in the evening. It is been a long day. Otherwise, you've had to do a bunch of shift, moving stuff around to try and help reorganize this new base of yours still. So you do wind up eventually, at least the majority of you, head to bed. And one thing that does happen at one point is Deadpan. You definitely run to bed, and at one point during the night, you get another message coming back to you.
Oh, okay.
Because I think we've only done one with you, right?
Right. What did he send out
Uh,
as the reply to the received?
Oh yeah, he's his Deadpan's reply was basically hi, yeah, I'm not tainted, please.
Oh
Yeah,
no, that
you lie.
one we know.
Yeah, so we haven't gotten Malachi's second response, right?
no, that's correct.
No.
All right. Yep. So you head to bed. It's been a while since you last had any communication with this strange voice from the warp that you remembered earlier. You sent out another communication, but you sort of forgot about it a little bit in between all the, cleaning and Manny beating the shit out of the butcher and everything. And then during this night's sleep, before you are set to go out and meet with the rats, you wind up getting this message from across the void. And this time I do not have a video; it's just going to be an audio recording.
So it
Okay.
seems that I have caught
Interference
someone's
in the
attention.
warp.
I can tell by your tone of voice that you mean no harm, or at least. So it seems that I have caught someone's attention. I can tell by your tone of voice that you mean no harm, or at least that I can tell. So I shall return your kindness with some information. My name is Malachi, and I'm currently contracted as an astropath for a rogue trader ship. My crewmates and I are currently exploring a space hulk, which is, for better words, just a bunch of ships combined together, usually infested with xenos, demons, and other abominations. I'd go into detail more, but I currently fear that the location I'm on may have some warp influence, so I do not know who is listening, whether it's the burned corpse of the demon host upstairs or the talking octopus in the corner. Long story. Being a psyker is a dangerous lifestyle, Deadpan, so use your powers wisely. After all, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Do not fall prey to the temptation of the warp whispering false promises in your mind, for it shall be your ultimate downfall. I hope to hear more about what journeys your life brings to you. After all, it is only fate that we are to have extraordinary lives. One last thing I must inform you before I depart. Beware of stairs, Deadpan. Beware of stairs.
and thus the message ends, and you fade back to awake.
Beware of stairs.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Is he speaking from personal experience, or?
You know.
Hulking octopus. Excuse me. What?
Well, you'll have to check out the Rogue Trader campaign on Trisky
I
Roleplays.
know what that's about, and
Yeah.
I absolutely love the talking octopus. He's the best character.
Octopus. It
Yes,
just
which everyone in
was
the
a-
chat will have to check out the Rogue Trader campaign on the channel that I participate in as an orc in order to figure out what's going on. But moving forward. Yeah,
Back
so
to this
yeah,
reality.
I'd forgotten to give that reply to you, so it is a little bit behind. But we'll just take that to warp latency.
warp latency and how he said he doesn't know what's going on.
You're still getting used to this whole sending messages across the warp thing, Deadpan. You'll get better over time.
Brain power.
So yeah, you've received that message this morning from your pen pal across the warp.
Nice.
But with that, it is a new morning, and you wake up, and you find in the central area, Sarah is running some training operations with a bunch of the general gangers in the new little arena that you have. Folks are doing basically, you know, gym class style, like squats and exercises in group tandem. It's basically like a massive yoga class, except a lot manlier.
Yoga.
Yoga!
Manny
Think
would probably
yoga is manly?
have woken
Oh,
up
it's
early
like
to
turbo
join in.
yoga.
It's like morning PT. He would have joined in.
Yeah. I'm not saying yoga isn't manly. I'm just saying this is a manlier form of yoga. It's yoga enhanced. Yoga plus. They invented better yoga in the 41st millennium.
Yoga plus.
But yeah, that's basically what they're doing. So you guys, whoever thinks they would probably be around, I would sort personally assume Mouse would probably have joined in. Manny would probably be there, as you said. Deadpan, you're just waking up and walking in after this dream because it made you wake up a little bit later than usual. Helia and Spider
Yeah.
are over in the corner. Helia is just like brushing out portions of what is still visible of Spider's fur with a little bit of an odd like fur brush. And I don't know where Doc and Pixie are.
Neither does Pixie.
Yeah,
Pixie.
Pixie's somewhere.
I'm imagining Doc and Pixie arguing over how to fix the car.
Probably.
Yeah,
So
so
that whole
you both would
pipe
be
bomb
outside.
conversation is going on.
Yeah, so that's about it for the morning. Is there anything last minute that you guys want to do before you head out? Were you planning to? So we implemented something where they can try and bring along some of the general troopers that they have because they do have a massive gang. They do have people they can employ. But there is downside to it that they have to split more of their money when they bring more people along. Yeah.
Well, if this is intentionally going to be a diplomatic solution, I don't think we should bring anyone with us. Our crew is big enough on its own right now. And
Yeah.
any more would be a show of force.
I think, honestly, like just the two of us, and I just have the golf cart, and the rest of y'all just nearby in the van, in case we need to split.
Great.
Like if everything goes south, I mean.
And if we absolutely need to like just split, I have a means to have us be safe. So
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are going to head on over to where you know the rats hang out.
That's the plan, I think.
So are we taking the other van as well?
I think we only just need like one van and the golf cart, and like the van can just like park outside, like a ways away.
Do you want me to roll now or after for my vehicle experiences?
We can do after for the vehicle experiences. For now, I need to find the image of the vehicle in person.
I'm referencing to one of the things
Yes,
my character.
I know.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're referring to.
Yep. Are we taking the rust bucket? Do we ever?
Rust bucket is the
you
same
repaired
as the
rust
regular
bucket.
van now.
It's now the same stats as everything else.
Oh,
It's red.
Okay. Except
Yeah.
it's red. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he successfully like removed the majority of the bad rust and everything else that really makes it actually the rust bucket.
Yeah. So we have two normal vans and one slightly better van.
So, quick.
Yeah.
What coloration and design are these axes?
The axes are as they were shown on his character art. I will show you. In a
I got it
moment.
right here. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, if you pull up his character sheet, they look the same. They're sort of like standard chaosy looking.
Yeah, I probably would have cleaned them. They're a bit more polished and probably have re-wrapped the handles to be something akin to the game colors.
You
If
would
that would
probably
be
have
possible.
you would have had to wait until Doc Corvus got the workshop set up, so that's something that you
Yeah,
plan
okay.
for the near
Okay.
future. Like you don't
Uh,
you have a place with a bunch of scrap and stuff, but you don't have the equipment to properly do like good modifications.
Yeah.
well, could I at least take off the blood-soaked handles or the wraps of?
You cut out a little bit for me. What was the question again?
Could I at least take off the blood-soaked wraps?
Oh yeah, you can take off like the standard leathers and put on new ones if you can find some.
Yeah,
That's basically what you got.
yeah. That's
Alright,
more than
so
enough.
then we have who is driving in what? I'm assuming Pixie's taking the golf cart or the rest bucket.
Pixie's taking the golf cart and driving Deadpan in it.
All right.
Since we were told, I was told to take the lead with Deadpan. So
And
Manny or Mouse be driving? 'Cause I
which
think
one of
we
you
have
is a better
this-
driver? Like you don't have to do any fancy driving here since it's just like a casual drive over.
What's his dex?
The funniest part is that you hate driving, but you have the driving skill, Manny.
Yeah, it was a necessary skill before the trauma.
Yeah. Manny.
That's why it's funny. It's ironic. What's
Oh,
his bonus? What's his mod dex?
your dex is 14.
What about Mouse's? Because he can't.
Mouse's dex 15. He has one more than you, but you have the skill, so you can roll
A
it in
minute.
a pinch.
I thought Mouse has the skill too.
Yeah, I can drive.
Oh, yeah, you do have driving. Yeah, Mouse is a better driver.
Yeah, Mouse can drive. He's a slightly better driver than me. Since the
Yep.
trauma,
Yeah, I'll handle it. I'll handle it. I'll handle it. Just get away from the fucking rats.
Well, see, you're in a car. You can just turn them over.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel much better about the fucking rats.
All right.
They're still
let me
there.
move you on over to. First off, let me make sure that this is set up right with the dynamic lighting because it can be finicky.
I think it's safe to say the Rust Bucket is going to be a permanent name, and it's going to be this group's permanent means of transportation. And I am 100% okay with it.
Do you guys actually have things set?
Upgraded towards heavily armored and stuff. It's called the Rust Bucket. Why is it called that? You
Used
don't
be
want to
rusty
know.
as shit.
You know how long we've put in, how much time we've invested in this van?
All right, what was the button for this?
It's rusted with the blood of our enemies. That's what we'll call it. That's what we'll
You
say.
know, I don't think I can say anything. I'm half expectancy as much as the leader.
There we go. That should drag everyone over to the view. This is where you guys are, over in this corner here.
Okay.
Welcome to the slums area that you know natively as the home of the rats. You see civilians laying about, doing standard, basic-ass slum survival, using like a burning thing as flame source for heat. Living in barely covered mattresses in a really shitty part of this area. And this is not really representative of how close you are. The rest bucket is actually a good bit further away, but this is out the length of the map. So you are probably a good, like, 50 plus odd meters further away.
So Manny's going to be outside sitting in front of the Rust Bucket, leaning against the hood.
Deadpan's gonna hop out and walk up to the locals and just say hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Tired, hungry, as usual. You?
you know, just looking to speak with a certain group of people.
You don't exactly look
Yes.
like the normal type that would come around here. You don't exactly seem like you're trying to keep it on the down low. The gentleman in front of you, so you see like two women and dude over here, and the gentleman up there looks at you and just sort of like grins a little bit and chatters his teeth rat like back and forth, sort of like clicky kind of thing. You can see that
okay,
his teeth are
so,
actually somewhat carved to look like rat teeth.
Is Mouse around here, or is Mouse like
You
in
are
the back?
far enough away, you can't see this right now. Like
Okay,
the
good.
rust bucket is a good 50 to 60 meters away, and there are other buildings generally around this area, so you are out of view. Like you're in audio range. If need be, you could pull out your box and talk to each other, but unless you decide to like readjust yourself, you are out of view. There are like stacked buildings and whatnot because you are in the hive, so you could definitely like basically what you guys are probably doing now. If anything, Mouse is probably trying to drive around and finding somewhere where he can take up a nice perch.
Okay. I'm gonna say my colleague and I here, we're in need of
The druggie.
no, we're actually here to speak with them personally. We might have an offer that they'd be
No, your
interested
colleague, the druggie, says, pointing at Pixie.
in. Yeah.
Hey.
just play along. Just play along.
He kind of like gets him on the comms. I mean, if they do have some steady, I could use some. Just saying.
Also, if you have some steady, that'd be nice too.
We can discuss drug deals later.
All right. I like your style.
What, Manny?
Beavis and Butthead.
The dude sort of like shifts about a little bit and looks at you up and down and is just like, "What's up with the mask?"
Oh, well, I have these unsightly mouth and face scars.
Well, what's up with the blood?
Camouflage.
What's
Just
up with the
to keep
shackle
people-
on your arm?
I'd rather not talk about that.
Oh, come on, we're all friends here.
Well, I didn't say we
Last
were.
questions. What's up with your hat?
Oh, this. Oh, we all just love wearing these. The rats give them to us. They're comfy. You need comfy. You need warm.
Oh, he's clever.
So
So
it- oh, yeah.
Deadpan, Doc Corvus, I'm assuming since you're entering in on this conversation. So like I was saying, the rust bucket is actually more like 50 meters away. So you are out of like audio view. So if you were to interject that, then you would actually be in this
I thought we
area.
were actually close.
No. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally
no.
just Pixie and Deadman.
Like
right now.
I literally just don't have enough room to put you guys here.
Yeah, so never mind. I didn't interact. I thought we were actually there.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, no, you, yeah, sorry. Now it's clear. All right, yeah. But basically, Deadpan, would you do a perception if you have the skill detection check for me?
I do. There you go.
Don't forget,
Alright.
Mouse has the rangefinder, so if he's
Fuck.
also keeping
And
an eye out.
Pixie, you can do it as well. Mouse, you haven't gotten to a vantage point yet. That's actually Mouse and Manny, I want you to do a detection check, but this is to find a place where you can get to a high perch to use your
Computer!
sniper.
Alright.
Floaty.
So yeah, actually, if anything, let's have Manny do it since you actually have the rangefinder and he's driving.
Well, okay, I will see. Yeah, okay, so I'll have to wait. Yeah, but when he goes to the perch, he's going to be taking the rangefinder for me to use.
Yeah, I mean, for now, you're in the side seat and you're using the rangefinder to look around. Right, yeah. So you managed to spot a building nearby. I'm going to do Manuel and Manny's first because I have to check something for Pixie's thing.
Manuel and
Bas-
Manny. Nice. The
And-
solo squad.
Manuel and Manny, both in the same person. You're literally just two gremlins in a coat.
Yeah, totally.
It's confirmed.
Gretchen's in a
absolutely.
trench coat.
Yeah.
Two
So
squigs. There we go.
oh goddamn, that's even worse. You can explode. Goddamn. Yeah. So you notice a taller building that seems like it would probably have a good view over the section of the slums if you were to get to it. It is about like a 2-3 minute drive away. It's going to take you a short moment to get over there, but you basically let Mouse know and he starts making the drive over. So for like a short bit longer, you aren't really going to be able to notice what's going on like visually. You can still check in with comms, but once you get over there, you can start making the trek up this tower kind of contraption to get like a peak spot where you can like set up your las gun and you can use your rangefinder. Like, he won't need the rangefinder. He has a las gun with a scope on it. He has a long
That's
las,
fair.
sorry, with
That's
a scope
fine.
on it.
That's fine. All right.
It can be like
Yeah.
a spotter. Like you spot if I've
Yeah,
actually hit.
basically. That's basically what you
Yeah.
guys are going to be doing, if anything, from the sounds of it.
Does
Doc?
that like, give me any sort of advantage or anything to hit?
Oh, yeah, I'll probably do something with that. Why not?
Well, once we get there, I'll say, hey, Doc, keep the engine running.
Yeah, that could be your escape driver. Leaving
Oh, God.
literally what Pixie's supposed to be doing, but Doc Corvus is there and said,
Get the guy with 7 decks.
Which one is the clutch?
which
I
one
mean, I
clutch?
think it is
Just like
right.
3 mechadendrites extending out, just like turning on the windshield wipers every half second.
He has so many intelligence. He knows how to drive. He just has 7 decks. So.
Yeah, he accidentally flips on the windshield wipers, turns on the radio as he's going to switch on the fucking like shift drive into like reverse.
Nope. Nope, those are the headlights. Nope, that's the horn. Why is it there? Never mind.
Joy. But yeah, that's
Weeks
basically
later.
what you guys are doing. And for Pixie, what you notice is this gentleman actually definitely has a weapon on him. He has he's wearing, despite what the model looks like, he does have a cloak on his back that he's doing like a basic sort of like what you would expect in the streets, just like ratty cloth over his shoulders covering most of him that he has dragged around him most of the time. That's basically in most cases it would just be intended for warmth in lack of most other kind of things. Like, he doesn't have a proper coat or anything, so this is what makes up for it. But underneath it, you can see a bulge as he turns around, quite obviously the shape of some sort of rifle.
Mm-hmm.
So you're aware, so you are under the impression that this guy is not a usual civvy.
Yeah, I'll just like if I can catch Deadpan's attention, I'll just like like do a quick snap finger guns, and just like try and give him a sign that like he's armed.
Do you think
Well armed.
Deadpan would? Do you think Deadpan would pick up on that symbol, or do you want to do like a check to see if he would notice?
I don't know. Like that's up to Deadpan.
Yeah, that's who I was asking actually. Deadpan, do you think he would pick up on
Deadpan
that symbol?
normally, yeah, Deadpan normally keeps his head on a swivel. So
All right, yeah. So you assume Deadpan would be the kind that would be up, like, paying attention to these kinds of signals. So you're now aware, just like Pixie is, that this guy has a rifle on him. You sort of as he makes a signal, you turn around, and where before you weren't noticing really, like you weren't paying attention to that. You were paying attention to his strange speech mannerisms. You notice this rifle shape on his back. It's a bit bulky. It doesn't look like a standard las gun. You know that much.
yeah, I look at the gentleman with the rifle that's being stowed, and I go, "Will you excuse me, please? I need to speak with my colleague for a second before we conduct any discussion or business."
Oh, wild secrecy. Oh, that is normally our business.
Well,
I jest. Go on. I'll wait.
all right. And I walk back, and I'm like, "All right, well, it seems like they are, well, they didn't exactly say they're willing, but, they haven't struck us yet, so I think we have an in."
I mean, sounds like you're doing a good job so far, man.
All right. What are we doing if this goes south? Do you have a means to get the car ready quick and fast?
Engine's still running, my guy.
All right. Well, let's do this. I walk back and I'm like, very well. I'm ready to meet whoever.
Yes, yes, you would like to discuss with her, uh, Commander, as
Indeed.
those casuals would say it. You do know that we have our own intelligence network, do you not?
I'm sure you do, considering your
Yes,
secrecies.
yes, yes. Anywho, come along, come along.
Very
He
well.
starts to gesture for you to follow along him. He's heading off, generally just like steering down that way.
Okay. Do I have comms on?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you always have a comm on you.
Yeah.
Unlike Mouse though, you have a physical comm device, so he'll know if you pull something out. Mouse
Okay.
can just literally like talk in his head to people. That's his one benefit, that he has like a augment that lets him do that.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna move in. Did I lose internet?
No, you're here.
Now you're
Oh,
good.
okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
I'm
was
just
like,
waiting for you to move your token.
Good. Everyone's just
You
silent.
can move your own
being,
token, my friend.
okay.
just being a bunch of sound bitches. Don't worry about it.
As you move around, you get to see more of this little slum community. Basically, there's a bunch of there are some basic technological things. It's not like these guys are living in the absolute dark ages. It's not like a medieval town. There are some generators and some basic lights, but they are like the lights are flickering and in bad condition. The generators are spurting and loud. It's not the greatest place to live by any stretch of the imagination, hence why it's the slums. And nobody would ideally choose to live here except for the rats. By the way, just a heads up, like the corners of these extend out a little bit further. The corners of the roofs extend out a little bit further than uh, the actual walls underneath them. So there is a little bit more space, but it is still cramped.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pixie's driving slowly.
Yeah,
So,
you can get
okay.
through very slowly. But if you were to try and do like a drive chase through here, it would be like a lot of this would be at some disadvantage in some sort, I
Yeah.
would assume.
Okay.
And as
I
he
do
leads you
appreciate that.
along,
Yeah.
at this point he stops and is just like, "How do you like the place?"
Well, I can definitely see you are self-sustaining.
Yes, yes, we are. We have all the wheat farms in the basement.
It's not bad. I've seen worse, for sure. I've stayed in worse too.
Oh, have you? Oh, it's sorry to hear. It's hard to know that there are places worse than our little humble abode here.
Well, let's just say I'd rather be here than the places I've been. Luckily, I've, you know, been able to stay alive for the most part. Very, very simple living, but I'm happy with it.
Yes, yes. Here's the life in the Underhive. In the Underhive. Yes, yes. We are almost at the meeting place. Here,
All right.
let me introduce you to some of my colleagues.
Hello.
You come up, and around this bonfire that you find, there are a few more. There are some more civvies, and there are a couple more that you, after getting a glimpse of the first guy, you can tell that the two on the right both also have guns underneath their cloaks. The two on the left seem unarmed from the first glance. You aren't always 100% certain about it, but it's basically the gist of the situation right now. You got three guys that seem to have rifles of some sort on them underneath their cloaks, and two civvies that happen to be around in some shape or form, and nobody seems to stand out at the moment. You are under the impression that none of these guys are the actual quote-unquote Rat King that you are being led to, but that this is where you are intended to meet them.
I look at the one that ushered me here, and I'm like, I thought the intention was to meet with your
Oh yes, he's going to be
tutor.
here a moment. No. I know
Oh,
your insecurities about the whole ordeal. This is our territory. You feel there's wrong to be done, but we have no contract for you. There's no reason to hurt you here yet. Plus, it doesn't look like you have anything nice on you. To be honest, I
yeah.
don't really think that shackle on your wrist would look too nice on my
Well,
outfit.
I appreciate that.
The others start
Um,
just chuckling with him.
so what is it that you do for fun?
We do for fun? Oh, I
Yeah,
like to play.
like to pass the time while you're not out busy, doing your other work.
Yahtzee? Yes,
Yahtzee. Just a bunch of like assassins like going around playing Yahtzee. Fucking Yahtzee, Scrabble.
We're impartial to stealing slave scalps, but every Friday night we play Yahtzee.
We'd love
That's
to
when it gets real.
gamble our earnings.
We've
on
lost
your
lives over
games.
Yahtzee.
Some people get a little bit too impassioned. They get tossed in the cans. You see, Fred, is in that can right there. He says, pointing at the burning can right now, and you can see a foot sticking out. No,
Oh
not
God.
really. Not really. I'm just joking about that one.
I
He's
was
just
gonna
like,
say.
no, we do like to play Yahtzee.
Oh well, that's fun. I
Yes,
like
board games.
playing some dice every once in a
Half
while.
the problem, though, is that every now and then some of the other folks in the area seem to think that the pieces are food, and it's hard to keep a board set together.
Ah, you know how you fix that?
No.
Poison the dice.
That would be great, except we do like to keep the rats alive.
Very well.
They're
I was just thinking,
they're often better company than the people. But they're
ah,
pardon me. He just sort of like suddenly goes into a state of attention, and you almost think that the rat ears on his hood actually perk to attention, but he just like
Hmm.
flicks himself around a little bit, and he looks around the corner, and he's just like, he's here. Excellent. Let me introduce you to the fabulous, the magnificent, the greatest of all, the Rat King. And from that you hear nothing. Nothing happens for a moment. You look around, he's pointing down past the two civilians here, and you see nobody at all. It pauses and lingers for way too long.
I continue to just stare down and just kind of
And
keep
then
my.
this strange, lanky figure, this thin figure in a purple tanned rat cloak that drenches all the way to his legs, drops down from the back of this roof and slides to the side, and you can see this man is insane looking. He looks like he could easily like have been born a rat and just mutated into a person at some point.
Oh, hello. My name is Deadpan, and I thank you for allowing me to convene with you.
Sup?
That is my colleague Pixie. And
It's really weird
we're
with
here.
the lighting here, but this is what he looks like.
Oh damn. Okay.
And the gun you can see. So let's see. What kind of knowledge lore kind of things do you have, Pixie and Deadpan?
I only have knowledge vehicles.
Let me see. I have knowledge warp.
Alrighty. You can, if you would like to, you can just from like general gang knowledge, you can roll intelligence at a disadvantage, but this is a pretty uncommon weapon that he's running around with, so. Now,
Nope.
neither of you have seen this thing, but it looks the closest thing you can think of is a bolt gun, like a standard bolt gun, but it looks really weird comparatively. The barrel is longer and there's a scope on the top, and it seems to be fitted for a different kind of cartridge. Uh, he's lurking about with it, uh, like on a sling on his side. You haven't seen any of these around in a good while. And by that I mean
I
ever. You don't; these don't seem familiar, but it seems like the best you can piece together is maybe it's long. It's just a weird long barrel bolt gun with a scope on it.
oh I appreciate your weaponry. That's looks very intricate.
Yes, yes. Ah, the normal man thing likes the weapon. Yes, yes, he does. Yes, yes. Oh, lovely. He steps forward into the light, and as he gets closer to the flames, he lingers around these guys. He almost looks like a slithering snake as he goes between these, and the light shows his skin. It's pale and green, like even more so than the ones around him. He looks like half the sludge that you've been seeing as you've been walking along. Like you
Mm.
could find him in a pile of trash and he would look like he's part of it. And
So oh, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, go ahead. Yeah, I actually didn't have anything much more to add.
Okay. I'm gonna go. So, Mr. Rat King, if I can call you that, uh, we're here to discuss a possible partnership with you and your men.
Please, please, just call me Ratlin.
All right, Ratlin. Yeah, we're interested in possibly branching out and trying to start a small, maybe alliance with our neighboring, well, our neighbors. We'll say that.
Yes, yes, an alliance with your neighbors. And you're totally sure this is not about those Dautus fools that sent you here, right? Right.
Deception.
They're not basically be like, yeah, well, they're related. Yeah, you know. Shit.
We know.
So he like, I mean, I don't. You want me to like just cut the bullshit?
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it's like
yeah. They seem to have our number.
so. Like, long story short, the whole thing about the alliance, not really a lie, but also we're trying to negotiate.
Oh yes, I do know the Dautus do not like us at their backs, but there is a reason. There is a reason. There is a reason.
Do you think
Should we
there's
tell
a
you?
reason, guys?
Should we tell
No.
them? Should we tell them? He turns to the guy next to him with the rifle on his back and just like puts a hand on his shoulder and just like slides it across his neck and back around his throat and just like drags him in close, and his face is like uncomfortably close to this guy, but you look at the guy and he seems like completely comfortable with this, as if this is absolutely normal for him, and they're like just like cheek to cheek next to each other, and he's just like, should we tell them the reason? And the guy is just like, I'm not sure, King.
The reason? I question.
The reason, he says as he throws the guy aside, and the guy like just like stumbles back a meter or so and just like gathers himself up and just like sort of smiles, just like chuckles a
And the
little bit to himself.
reason is you.
Yes, there is a reason we've been at their throats as of late. Ah, you see, you may be aware of our practices. Well aware you might be. Shut up, dog.
Sorry, I didn't know you could hear her.
No, it just adds to the end.
Fuck did Spider get over here?
That doesn't sound like Spider. It is demonic enough. Spider has like basically like cyber enhanced vocal cords to sound even more intimidating. But yeah, these guys are like doing like the theatric kind of thing. Like he like grabs this guy by the throat, drags him really close, like puts his cheek up against him. This guy seems like completely at ease and comfortable being like way too up close with what you assume is his boss. And he gets thrown aside like he's just some like wet tissue paper. He catches himself on his feet, gains his balance, and just smiles at it. And he just seems to love this whole thing because it seems like a show to him. And the rat king, or Ratlin as he wants you to call him, just like spins on his heels a little bit and just says, "There's a reason. There's a reason that we're at their throats. You see, their normal procedures are not like this. Not like this at all. Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? I want your guess. Please guess."
Their patrols are pushing in on your marks.
No, it's not about territory. We don't really care too much about that. That's not what we're worried about here. You see, you may have gotten the wrong idea from that. What was his name? I don't remember. I don't care.
Is it possible that they're encroaching on your business? Maybe taking things that belong to you?
Would you say that's it? It's tiptoeing. It's tiptoeing, is it not? And you see, as he says this, that the other couple of rats, like the one that led you here, the guy you threw aside, the one right next to the guys, are just like now like standing in place and sort of just tiptoeing on this spot. Yeah, it's tiptoeing. It's tiptoeing. It's tiptoeing.
For fuck's sake, these guys are insane.
So, that's understandable. I mean, it is your business, and having competition isn't something that can be taken with just a grain of salt.
But it's not so easy as encroaching on our business. It's a different way. It's a different way. It's a different way. It's not. It's tiptoeing across the line, just across the line. It's not direct. It's not direct. It's not direct. Where you
Right?
see,
Well,
they've taken something. What do you think they've taken? And who do you think has taken it?
I look at Pixie with just absolute befuddlement, like, what the hell are we doing?
Let's see. They took some form of information gathering device.
No, we have that in spades. They can't take our information. That's all in here, he says, rubbing his head. And you see him like rubbing it like really hard in, and he's just like to the point that his like rat hood is getting a little bit disheveled, and then he just like sort of tilts his head to the side, snaps it back into position, and like readjusts his hood and like recomposes his posture a little bit, and then slouches over again. No, it's not information. Try again.
Okay.
Here's a hint. What are rats remiss to lose?
Oh, a tail.
A fair guess. Fair guess. I'll give him points for that. Everyone some points. Everyone some claps, and everyone around him just sort of like gives you like some golf claps and just like
Pixie
just
Pixie
sort of like
joins in the golf claps.
nods their head somewhat enthusiastically, but just like, but no, sadly not. That was a really good guess, though. I will commend you for that.
They're cheese?
Cheese. They
God.
took our cheese. More specifically, well, actually, am I a liar? Am I a liar? Am I a liar, Fred? Fred! You hear like over to the left side of this guy on the mattress is just like, yeah, or this girl on the mattress is just like, yeah, in the most butch voice possible.
What you want?
Yeah. Am I a liar, Fred? Sorta. I guess that's right. Yes, it is sort of about territory, I guess. They took the cheese factory! They won't give it back! We need our cheese!
Wait, really?
Is it possible if we can speak with them and see if we can get your cheese factory back?
Oh, yes, if that
Yeah.
were to happen, we would be happy to leave them alone. But they don't seem to get the message very well, despite the fact that we write messages of cheese on the wall every single time we raid their caravans. It seems like they're illiterate or something. I don't know. Jesus, you would assume that people in the military organization would know how to read. We live in the slums. We can read.
Or perhaps maybe they just won't budge. And that's why they're just pretending not to acknowledge your
Yes,
messages.
or they could be stubborn. One or the other. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably because they didn't write in binary.
You're assuming they're tech priests.
Well, I will convene with the rest of my crew, and if we come to some sort of plan or conclusion to your issue, we will come back and speak with you again, if that's all right with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, is there a way to like contact y'all if there's a development?
Oh yes. Here, let me do it. You see, so deadpan as you say that, as Pixie says that, the Mouse King slithers up to you. You notice immediately that this is much quicker than it ever should possibly be. Like, he moves abnormally fast for a human. And he just comes up to you, and he has his right hand on your right shoulder, and his left hand is tapping on like a data slate on your like hip. And
Okay.
yeah, there's my comm address. You can contact me directly whenever you would like. I would love to talk about cheese sometimes, or Yahtzee, or any other board game you can come up with. I absolutely love it. But we will convene another time. And then he slips back over to the rest.
Listen, there's this game called Dungeons and Dragons.
Also, for like reference, specifically
There's a game
where
called
is the
Necromunda. It's awesome.
for like specific reference though, like where is this cheese factory?
Oh yes, I tossed in the coordinates there too. I knew you.
Cool.
So yeah, he tossed in the coordinates. The coordinates for the cheese factory are on the southern border of the territory for the Dautus Adept, or at least their southern claimed territory, quote unquote, because obviously this one location is contested. You in the meanwhile, actually, that's what I wanted to do. In the meanwhile, let's shift back over to everyone else. Because what we're seeing right now is we're going back about 2 minutes. And about 2 minutes, about like, so just before you guys arrive at the actual meeting zone, Mouse and Manny manage to find an adequate perch up top here, and you get a bare sightline of this whole conversation going down. Mouse has his sights trained on somebody. He has the laser sight turned off to not give away his position because the giant laser pointing at your face is quite obvious.
I'm guessing he's pointing out where he's looking, so I could also.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Manny, you have your trainers sighted on this, and you can see basically the scene that you see before you is Pixie sitting in a golf cart with the engine running next to Deadpan. They're both like in between two shacks, and in front of them is initially it's a group of 4 people in like brown cloaks and basic like leather clothing with rat hoods and whatnot next to a bonfire, and the one guy that was leading them over there as well, so a total of 5. And then the Rat King shows up, and basically the entire scene that just played out shortly before goes on in front of you, and from a distance you get to see through your scope this rat guy acting like a rat through your scope the whole entire time, doing all these weird things and whatnot. And just for the sake of it, I think it would be really funny. Deadpan, you had a wire on you by accident, cause your Voxcom was left on this whole time. just because as a GM, I think it's funny. So everyone could hear this whole entire thing going on.
That's
Oh,
perfectly.
okay. Okay.
So everyone could hear this strange rat man going on about Yahtzee and cheese over the microphone through
So-
their headsets, and Mouse having this augmented thing built into him. Like, he really couldn't
He
shut it
can't
off
turn it
properly because
off!
it's going straight into his head. So he can hear this guy talking like a weirdo rat, like this weird chittery speech going straight into his head, talking about Yahtzee and board game pieces being hard to find, and cheese, and golf claps and everything. And just like that's what you have your sights trained
So-
on. And
so
how do
when-
Mouse and Manny react to this?
Are you fucking kidding me? Over a cheese factory?
This fucking guy gives me the creeps. Why are we not shooting him?
So, can we try a lore check on this dude? That they failed that?
So,
Or is that-
oh yeah, you guys have line of sight on him. What you guys want to see if you can figure out what kind of weapon he has?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. What kind of lore do you guys have?
I have guns lore. Guns
Yeah.
lore.
All right, Mouse, go ahead. And by that I mean I will roll for you because
I was
won't have
about to
computer.
say.
I want to roll just so I
So
can roll.
knowledge, guns, intelligence. Boop.
Nope. It's a fancy gun, but
All right.
oof.
You failed it. Did you want to use a reroll for that? It was 16 target 13.
Yeah, sure. I'll use reroll.
Even
Damn,
worse.
it wants to roll exactly the same shit again. Wow.
I'll reroll mine as well, just to try to get that.
You don't have the skill. You cannot.
Oh,
That's how it works. So yeah,
Fuck.
neither of you have an idea. It looks like a bolt gun with a longer barrel and a scope on it.
well, can I describe it to Doc?
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
can
joking.
describe the basics of it to Doc over the comms if you want.
Sure.
If Doc wants to like see if he can figure it out, if he has knowledge guns, he can attempt to like piece it together from the description, but it'll be at like a -2 because he doesn't have a visual on it. He's doing it from like pure audio information.
Also at disadvantage, I'm assuming.
No, Doc is
Doc is muted.
he might be AFK.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. Yeah. So if he has knowledge guns, it's just at a -2. If it's intelligence, it's just at disadvantage.
I just have knowledge.
Can we stop hearing you eating whatever you're eating?
I was just singing underground.
I thought you were eating cheese.
No.
No, the cheese factory's been taken. You can't have cheese.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
can't
what I was
have
wondering.
cheese.
It was inconsistent with the lore. What are you doing?
I love how that's your concern.
It's more
Also,
the,
my ears.
Yeah. But yeah,
Wait.
check.
I just have knowledge. I don't know. Are you meant to get specific?
I feel
It'd be a
like
specific thing because it just says knowledge on the.
give me a second.
I think they're asking for like a specific knowledge.
if you didn't choose a knowledge gun skill, then it'd be just a knowledge war roll or a knowledge roll. Because it's retaining to a
we're
specific.
wondering if there's a specific thing within the classes for like
Of course,
knowledge guns or whatnot. Well, that was at. You have to roll again at disadvantage because you don't have the skill, quote unquote. And you still got it, so it's at a 15 as success. From this description over the phone, you're like, oh yeah, that's a specific type of bolt gun. It's called, as you guys can see in the armory, actually, it is a stalker bolter. It is a sniper bolter.
Ooh, me want.
So this guy is a sniper assassin, and it looks, he asks you for additional details, and you feed him a little bit more, and he's just like, yeah, that thing's got a silencer on it, too. Somehow that silencer works on a bolt gun. How the fuck?
Yeah, I feel like a silencer would be redundant because the bullet hits and explodes. They're gonna notice.
I just
It explodes quietly.
It does
You
reduce
hear-
muzzle flash, so you wouldn't be able to see it
Very
coming.
hard to tell what direction it came
You-
from. It'd be very obvious
you-
that a guy just got shot with a bolt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are two parts to being stealthy. It's
Yeah.
number one, like knowing that you've been attacked. Yeah, that's going to be obvious. Number two, knowing where it came from. That's going to be
Yeah,
harder.
that will be very hard to figure out. Look at the hole.
I'm
see
just
what-
gonna say that you guys definitely hear like you hear Mouse give the gun equivalent of a foodgasm over the comms. Just like
We call as we call that in the industry. That would be a gun nut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes no sense to me. Just
Nice.
I'm just like, oh, I want that gun so bad.
And you also know that stalker bolters are decently expensive. It's more expensive and notably a little bit stronger than your long las.
Yeah,
Because
no
it's an
shit.
explosive
I
round.
fucking want it.
But yeah, that's what this dude has.
I can totally beat out like what was her name?
out.
Did we establish a name for my rival thing?
I haven't finished up that yet, actually. Let me post the picture of this thing in the chat along with just his art so that you can see it. That's what a stalker bolter looks like.
Alright. But I was going to say I was going to say I can let's just call her fucking my rival fucking what?
Call her fucking my rival.
No, we'll call her Patricia.
How we were on the same wavelength. Okay, yeah, you said Patricia, I said Trisha. So she's Trisha.
Trisha. Okay, and I just say I can totally beat out Trisha with that thing. She'd be so jealous.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, we've been sort of talking about his contact, and basically they have a friendly rivalry over being who's the better marksman.
Cool.
I need that gun.
Well, need to get it from them then. Maybe they have extra and can buy.
Maybe. Ooh, part of me almost hopes this goes shits up so I can kill him and get it.
So yeah, basically at this point you've been told, holy shit, there are a bunch of these rats that you were initially told to get rid of, and you find out that apparently this issue is over something with a cheese factory that is apparently contested territory, and apparently he was accidentally lying to you. It was actually about territory. You just didn't really think of it that way. And that is my excuse for I was coming up with it off the top of my head, and I thought it was really funny.
That cheese factory, that was the plot point here.
I was just
that
like,
was the-
all right, what do rats want? I didn't actually pre-plan. Never mind, fuck it. I'm not going to go into like my thought process here. I'll tell you guys after if you actually care. But for now, we proceed forward. Yeah, so now you all know. Doc Corvus has told you about this weapon that this guy has, and basically you've been told by the rats that they're very willing to leave the Dautus Adept alone. They normally don't have a reason to engage in basically even like guerrilla warfare like this. This is not their niche. They're assassins. They do sneaky jobs that don't leave witnesses. So this is really out of their normal range of like occupation. Like they're not a normal gang in that sense. They are contractors, basically. They're mercenary contractors. So they don't want to be doing what they're doing, but they feel they have to because they took the cheese factory.
I took the fucking cheese. And why did you take the cheese?
Throw the cheese. Anyway. But yeah,
Yeah,
so at this point you guys basically reconvene, I would assume, right?
Yep. No, we Pixie just floors it and runs over it. No, I'm just kidding. No, we back out peacefully.
All right, I'm gonna run their roll their luck dex checks. All right, yeah. So you guys can back out. Do you want me to just move you back over to the front?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Do you go back to the
Thank you.
base, or do you stick around here and discuss this?
We probably like meet up with like the
A
rust
ways away.
buckets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go
I
to
think we meet up and then have Doc go. We just go straight to Doc's contact to just, hey,
Yeah, Doc, you have the vox com of this gentleman. He gave it to you as part of the thing.
Somebody else want to talk, or should I talk to him? I guess
He's
you
like
can
your contact, dude. But like we're all here. Just put him on speaker, man.
you can do that with Voxcoms.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah,
They
Vox-
didn't cover that in basic.
Vox comms can do speaker shit.
They
hey, I'm
didn't
an
cover that in
NPC.
basic.
Even if they can't do it, I can make it.
Hook it up to his throat.
Just duct tape a megaphone to the end of it.
Yeah, it's like-
Yes, blast it loud so everyone could hear.
all right.
I'll vox him.
All right, you start voxing up this dude. You hear, I imagine, for the sake of my universe continuity, that voxes have their own customizable ringtones, and this guy's one is basically just like a military drum, like orchestra. It's just like, hello.
Hey, it's Doc Corvus.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, I've seen rats. Apparently,
they
problem
gone?
is you have Cheese Factory.
What?
Apparently, they attacking because you have Cheese Factory, and they not like that.
Cheese factory? What?
I do
Yeah,
not-
we're just as confused as you are. Apparently, you took a cheese factory in
Oh,
your
God damn it, I
contested
know exactly what
territory.
they're talking about. Holy shit! All right, give me just a moment. Here, I'm gonna box some. I'm gonna send you guys some. I'm gonna send you guys some coordinates over to your data slate. You notice, Doc, on your data slate, all of a sudden coordinates pop up like near immediately, and he's just like, "Meet me there. We'll talk." And the
Okay.
line cuts.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, thing.
All right.
I would suggest taking alternate roads and twists and turns just to make sure we're not followed.
Yep.
Why not?
So basically, I'm going to drag you guys back to the processing plant because I don't actually have a map for this encounter. Because this is
You didn't
So,
plan for
The
us
story
to
of a girl.
go guns blazing.
I had ideas for guns blazing. I also sort of want to encourage you guys to do stuff like this. So this is my turnaround for doing stuff like this.
Manny had his time to shine. I was gonna let. He was gonna take the backseat in this.
Yeah. So you guys are back at the base, and basically, no, you're not back at the base. You're at this coordinate location that he has given you. I'm assuming, like you said, you're trying to take like back streets and whatnot to get
Right.
there. Right,
Yeah.
let me
Mhm.
drag everyone over, and then I'll just move everyone's icons over to where they're supposed to be.
I
For
just
this.
had a realization about one of my cyber agmetics.
Oh,
Oh,
what is it?
My optics. I mean, basically, the darker parts are just basically the same.
Wait, what?
I have cyber eyes. Though not too many people know this, he can basically see the dark like there's nothing there.
See what? Like
He
this?
can see.
He
He can see clearly in the dark.
Ah,
Negating
Oh yeah, he
penalties.
has night optics.
I can take flashbangs without to the face.
What was that?
That's my eyes. That's what they do.
You can just turn them away.
If it's pure pitch black, you don't get any benefit from it. But if it's like there's mild ambient light, you can see. So
Right,
if
which there's always some sort of verifier or something around this area.
until you get into like the pure sewers that they don't give a shit about lighting up until they're like down there actually doing maintenance, you're basically
Right.
fine. Or specific areas where enemies go out of the way to make it pitch black. But yeah, you guys are here now, and you meet up here, and basically, so where you come to is this location is it's not in the like pure slums area like you just were. It's slightly higher up, in like well-to-do factor, which considering you're in the Underhive still is not saying very much. but it's mildly noticeable. It's a little bit more palatable to the nostrils, at least. You get around this area and you hear, like, in the distance, a short ways, a little bit of Voxcom chatter. So you can hear, like, it basically just sounds like military radios off in the distance. And you come around the corner, or at least one of you does. You peer around the corner and you see, we're gonna assume it's Doc Corvus going around the corner, and he spots his contact. And
Contact, go, go, go.
let me remind myself of his name. It's been a while
Been a while.
since I've been. Yeah, but basically, you meet up with your contact, who is
Major Abenstein.
Major Abenstein. Thank you very much. I'm doing a bad job of scrolling back through this. Yeah, Major Abenstein.
Major Ab something.
Major Ab something, yeah, as Doc Corvus knows him. Who is the major of the Dautus Adept. He is the second in command of the entire gang organization, to your knowledge. And he is accompanied by a full squad of about 5 separate soldiers, all in black armor with bolt guns on them, and there is a large armored drone behind them. They are armed.
I mean, are we all walking around, or like?
Look, Doc sees us around the corner. They haven't noticed you yet.
Okay.
Is it just Doc that's noticed?
Yeah, as of right now, it's just Doc that's noticed.
Okay.
If like the other people haven't noticed them, would like point it out. Keep bringing friends.
You notice
mean,
Major
they-
Abenstein sort of just standing there. You see, so from what Doc remembers, he was like he tried to put on his best show of being confident, but he also had like some of his mannerisms which showed off him being a little bit nervous at times. And you can see right now he has this chrome ballpoint pen in his hands. He's flicking it around like really quickly in his hands, and he's tapping his foot very like at a really slow pace, but he's still tapping it like constantly. So he's not stopping that at all, and he's looking about like slowly side to side. He's trying. It looks like if he weren't purposely trying to slow himself down, it looked like he would be tapping his foot rapidly, like glancing side to side rapidly and flicking this pen.
Like
so it
having a
looks like
panic attack.
He's basically forcing himself to calm down, from what you can gather. Yeah.
I'll head over.
You head on over, he looks up, and he's just like, Corvus. Corvus. Hello.
Hi.
And these are your friends, it appears. You notice the other men nearby him. They don't like raise their guns at you or anything, but they do now stand at attention and look at you.
Hey, so what are we doing about the cheese factory thing?
Yes,
They said that's what they care about.
the cheese factory, yes, that's what you call it. This is a thing. This is a thing that I hope wouldn't be the reason, but I guess it is. All right, we'll have to think about something. I don't know how to think about this. These men, by the way, you've never seen them, a single one of them in your life at all.
No, I don't see a lot of men though.
Yeah, sure. Bark, bark.
What is the cheese factory being the problem or problem? Seems easy to give it back or let them use it.
Well,
Or
you
you have
see,
big thing in it.
as we established last time, I give orders to the troops. I don't control the territory. That is my superior's job. And me convincing him to give up what is basically a glorified drug factory to get rid of a faction that he seems to not think is a problem is not going to go over very well.
Were there as he's talking, right?
Yeah, you're all there. You hear him basically call it a drug factory.
Cheese is basically a drug slang they use to hide the fact that it's drugs, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was actual cheese.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh, they produce some of that too.
Oh, okay.
They also like the facility for other purposes. They have some stems that they like to produce there as well.
That
Seems like they
is
can
a
use it better.
problem.
Maybe do deal, you give it back, they give you discount.
We don't need combat stimulants for our. Well, yeah, we
Then
very
why
well
do
could
you
use
need
them. We very
factory?
well could use them, but come on. Well, if we own the factory, then we don't need to pay them for it now, do we?
But you said you don't use it, so why have factory?
I didn't say we didn't use it. I said that it is not what I wanted to be the problem.
Sorry, baby.
What is it
So,
up
like-
with him and his strange Russian babies?
So, like, what if y'all just like had them help y'all with your shit in exchange?
It seems that they're mainly focused on the cheese. So maybe if you just gave them any cheese you produce, that might solve the problem.
Well, you see, the problem is that the facility has been focused on manufacturing the stems, which are what we consider the more beneficial portion of the factory's production, and that cheese production has been turned off.
Whoa.
Probably
How about
not happy about that.
hire some of their people as workers to help work that, and also as their payment they can make cheese.
Look. I can't make these kinds of executive decisions. That's why I'm in this dilemma in the first place. If I could make the executive decisions, I would have already sent out my troops to wipe them down.
So, what do you suspect? What do you think we should do then?
What? You should. I don't. You were supposed to have taken care of this already. I didn't want you to bring this back up to me. He looks even more panicked. You see him spinning the chrome pen even further. You see, like, you assume that if he somehow, like, became a helicopter, this would become his propeller and he would achieve liftoff at this point.
In our defense, we assumed it was actual cheese.
Yes, they do like their actual cheese. They make Gouda there. Lots of it.
Perhaps, like,
I I like lean over to like Deadpan. It's like, yo, this guy seems like really high strung. You got something for that?
drugs?
I don't think I can affect him over the phone.
No, we're actually there.
No, you are actually there.
I apologize, I missed that.
Yeah, you're. This is just a roleplay effect. You're all basically in person next to this guy. You met him in
Alright,
person.
I'm just
I
gonna
think you missed
cast
that
Zone
part.
of Calm.
He told you to meet him at a specific location.
You're gonna cast Zone of Calm?
Yep.
Fuck it. Go big.
Yep. All right. So you want to try and cast Zone of Calm? I'll do it for you since I know you're on the phone right now and a weird thing. So I'm just going to
Yeah,
post
sorry, we're
what
still
it
trying to
is.
figure this out.
Yeah, no worries. So you cast Zone of Calm. So, for those of you who don't know, Zone of Calm is a homebrew spell that he has, very much reflected by his character's personality, where he just wants things to sort of go away and stop being a problem. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was sort of the original origin behind the idea.
Basically, yeah.
And so it creates a 30-meter radius invisible area around you. So the center of the area is deadpan. It creates a calming effect. You are not in combat, so this effect lasts for 1d6 times 10 minutes. So let me roll the 1d6 for you. That's going to last for 20 minutes. And detecting the area requires a detect warp check or a disadvantage intelligence check, but if you don't have the skill, then you probably wouldn't suspect warp, so it wouldn't happen. It does not mitigate the effects of the effect, though. You're just aware of it. Anyone within the zone, friend or foe, finds it difficult to raise arms or act rashly. Humans and abhumans must succeed a luck will check at disadvantage to be able to attack, raise their voice, insult, or otherwise act in any manner other than calmly. And that affects the
Ooh.
players too.
Oh, so you just
You are all as mellow as Pixie. Pixie basically is unaffected by this. Because he is already like default calm. So you guys are all basically like really mellow marijuana folks right now. Calm, but you're like still rational. You're not like tripping balls and seeing weird shit. You just have a calm voice. Everything's fine. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to tap your foot. You don't need to do any of that. You can discuss things calmly.
There, I think that should.
Oh, I forget how this part works, though. Let me double check
Oh
that.
no!
Do you
Oh
does he get
no!
to reroll that potentially, or
I don't remember.
Because he's stuck
Magic.
in chill.
Spellcasting. Yeah, just so you know, the roll I did for your willpower casting check was a terrible failure.
an 18 is a terrible failure
Yeah.
with a 16? Interesting.
I have a 20 roll.
Oh crap.
Spellcasting. Terrible failure. The spell fails, and the caster is drained 1 will. Roll on the dark flux with disadvantage.
Does he get to
Oh.
reroll that or not?
Let's see. A successful will check with a -2 penalty for each piece of cyber. All right. Mages and exarchs may access their reroll pool. So you want to use a reroll?
Yes, please.
Right. Success. The spell works as intended, and the caster is drained 1 will.
Yay.
All right, cool. So you don't cause a catastrophic dark flux table event or warp event as it would actually be in this circumstance. So that's good for all of you. You managed to prevent the warp from caving in on you, and all of a sudden, so Deadpan, Mike, how does Deadpan look when he's casting this? Because this is the first time he's cast this spell. We know, you remember his like tick for spell casting, so incorporate that.
Yeah, so basically he clenches his fists and starts to just kind of hum and close his eyes as he sort of looks like he's vibrating.
I forgot to take his phone on silent.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said he forgot to take his phone off vibrate.
And then from his form emanates this feeling of pleasant calm that washes over you all in this area. It covers everything, and it's soothing, and it's peaceful. You do not feel anger. You do not feel frustration. You do not feel fear. You do not feel worry. Everything's kind and happy and pleasant. And Major Abenstein, in response to this, for the first time you've ever seen, stops flicking the pen around in his hand and grips it normally. And he looks at you and he's just like, oh, why was I so worried?
I don't know, dude. Seems like a simple problem, right?
It very well could be. I can just explain it to the boss. We can get this dealt with.
What's worth more in the long run, stopping these raids or keeping that one factory?
We have our suppliers already. We just used it on occasion anyway. that big a deal. But would it be a good idea? I'm wondering. He turns and looks at Corvus. Oh, yeah. Did you take out that thing that I put in your shoulder? Maybe. Never mind, he doesn't say that. Backtrack.
Nice.
He turns to Manny and says, You look like you would have been one of my troops at some point. Where are you from?
Well, dude, there's this planet in the system called Catachan.
Ah,
It's
Catachan.
a nightmare.
I got a few
I miss it.
Catachan troopers from there. Yeah.
His eyes open up a little bit, really.
Yeah, we
I
got a
would
lot of
love
folks from all over the place.
I would love to meet them and hang out.
Yeah, we can do that sometime. That sounds like a great session.
Totally,
Play
dude.
some. Oh no, those rats kept talking about Yahtzee. Might be fun.
Maybe.
This is
Maybe.
all going too well. I'm unnerved by all of this.
So,
Dude, I'm not used to things going well. This is weird.
yeah, you also notice the other gentlemen around the soldiers that were standing like at attention are now at ease and just sort of like leaning back. And the major, who you would assume would normally be on their throats about like getting out formation, doesn't even notice, nor does he even care, and they're just sort of relaxing like everyone else.
Fuck's sake. This is weird. I don't know about this, guys.
Hey Mouse, no, you don't feel like that. Everything's calm, everything's
No,
chill, everything's
He
relaxed.
doesn't feel like that. I feel like that in real life. This is weird. I'm not used to things going right.
What are you
fuck?
talking about? Just relax.
So, what's as soon as you can get that situation taken care of?
I could call him up right now. Here, let me call him up. Boop,
Oh, fuck. This isn't gonna go well.
boop, boop, boop,
There it is. There it is. There's the
boop.
news.
The Voxcom clicks on, and you hear gunfire over the other end.
Oh, shit.
And
Be fucked.
and a gruff voice comes on over the other end, and it's just like, "What is it, Major?" Don't need to yell so hard. What are you talking about? I haven't seen. Get to the point. Chill. This is insurrection. Don't you dare talk to me like this. Get to the point. All right. So I've figured out why the rats. Why are you talking so slow? Get to the point. All right.
Fuck's sake.
The
This is
rats
fun.
want their factory back. That's it. That's why they've been bugging us. Oh, that fucking thing. Fuck it. I can't deal with this shit anymore. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. You hear like another explosion over the Voxcom as more gunfire goes overhead. Just like, all right, you know what? You need to get out of that pansy ass situation right there. You know what? Tell them we'll take care of that factory later. We'll deal with it. They'll get back. What the fuck ever. You get your troops up here, get back up here, and reinforce us. We are in an active battle right now with the mistress and her cronies up in the northeast border. Get up here. All right, mate. All right, sir. I'll be right there. Click.
So, what's the verdict?
Yeah, we'll be all set. Go ahead and tell the rats we'll give their factory back.
Cool.
All right.
Hey, let me get your digits so I can hook up with the Catachan people later.
That sounds good.
This is so weird. This is so weird. I'm not used to this.
This is why psychers are busted as shit.
Yeah, they are. Oh god.
So
feel
do you
so-
need help what was on call there? Sounds
Why
like
do I feel so dirty?
I love how out of all people, this is setting off Fluff the most because people are being peaceful and nice to one another and they're getting along.
I'm not used to that. Everyone's always at each other's throat.
Yeah, welcome to the entire point of the zone of calm.
Yeah, dude. Just like
Bro.
Once the
relax,
Catachan
man.
Ranger isn't on edge and wanting to just
Pixie is unaffected entirely.
Yeah, this literally, like, just like house rolling on the zone of calm, this literally doesn't affect Pixie because this is already his personality. But yeah, basically, the zone of calm forces everyone to be really mellow. Like, you're not actually like druggies. You're not like tripping. You're not like, yo, bro, can you feel your fingers, man? Or stuff like that. You're not like that kind of like high or anything. You're just
only on one hand.
Only
Fuck
on
up.
one
Shut the fuck up,
hand.
you cyberhand whore. You can feel your other fingers. There's definitely some sort of sensors over there.
No, there's only 3. I'm missing 2 on that hand. Can't feel those.
Can't feel those.
But yeah, basically you're in a 30-meter radius zone around Deadpan that forces everyone to be calm for the next at this point probably like 18 minutes left.
Oh yeah. We might want to get out of there before.
Yeah,
it
so
wears off.
basically at this point they're
think
like,
it's
yeah,
happened.
don't go ahead and go tell the rats that they can have their factory back. We'll arrange stuff later. All right, cool. We have to move out. We got some orders. And they all like casually start loading their gear back into the vehicles and whatnot. It's like the slowest deployment you've ever seen of military units at all. They're just like
That's gonna be fucked.
really
Gonna be
casually
so
just loading their
pissed.
guns into the back of their vehicles.
Oh
And
my god. They're gonna be fucking dead by the time they get
no,
there.
actually nobody did say the major's name.
Said you still have that thing in my
no, but I have his number.
Yeah, you have his number now. You have his Voxcom too.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like this got sorted then.
Yeah, they get into the vehicles and they start to drive away. And after a short distance, once they're out of like the 30-meter range, you suddenly notice a shift in the vehicles from driving really slowly to super rapidly picking up the pace.
They realized how fucked they are.
They left the zone of the calm zone, and they realized, oh shit, why are we being so calm? There's an urgent battle going on in the northeast front. We better gun it.
So, like, everything is solved, right? We just gotta call up what's his face now and just be like, "Hey, we did it.
Did we get comms for them, or do we have to go back?
We got comms. Deadpan
Yeah,
has
gave
his
he
number."
Yeah.
He crawled
Yeah,
up
here.
to Deadpan and gave him his comms along with the coordinates.
I'll give him a call right now. Hold on. Ring ring.
And Deadpan, you are still under the effects of the zone of calm because it
Oh.
persists even longer for you.
Yep, that's right. All right. Ring ring. Ring ring.
Banana phone.
Dude.
Yeah, it lasted an extra 10 minutes for Deadpan.
Wait, it affects Deadpan longer than everybody else?
Yes, it
Yes.
affects Deadpan longer. That's the downside of it. At the end of the duration of the zone, the spellcaster remains under the effects for an additional 1d2 times 10 minutes out of combat, or 1d4 rounds in combat. So if he uses it during combat and he needs to get out, you guys might have to drag him. Because it slows his movement by half, too.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can use it in combat to calm down combat situations, but if it doesn't finish the combat somehow, and you still have to escape, he is now a liability. That's the downside.
Fuck.
In negotiation situations like this, it works a lot easier. So yeah, you ring up the guy, and he's just like, yes, you've gotten back to me really quick. Yes. Did you want to talk about Yahtzee?
Hello, Mr. Ratman. It's me, Deadpan,
Why are you
the
speaking
guy with
so
the
slow?
mask. Oh, I'm just really relaxed right now. I have some really good news for you.
Oh, good news,
Uh,
good news.
got your-
Everyone, he's got good news for us. What's it gonna
We got your cheese factory back. So,
You're pulling my tail, aren't you?
no, I'm being dead serious. We have your cheese factory back. They're shipping out right now.
Ooh.
Well,
You're
they're going to arrange. It's not immediate.
Well, it's not immediate, but they are definitely going to arrange it. They realize it's kind of a liability for them, so right now they got their hands full with some other means. So, yeah.
Ooh, that is some pleasant news. Pleasant. All right. Call out the raid! Yes, we'll stop harassing them for the moment. Once we get things finalized, we'll make sure it's a permanent ordeal, but for now, we'll keep an eye out and an ear to the ground for it.
All right.
Thank you very much. Now we need to do some business with you, it seems. We should discuss some things, I believe.
And
Uh,
I think at that point, Mouse would probably call up like, I'm kind of afraid of mice, but like, where did you get that gun? I'm a really big fan of it.
Are you, just to clarify, Deadpan, are you on speaker with this call, or are you,
yeah, I'm gonna just hand the comm off because I'm kind of indisposed at the moment. Probably better to hand it off to somebody who's kind of coming
Technically,
down
you're
from
not
the effects.
indisposed. You just have to talk slowly and calmly.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like it would be best to have
Like,
somebody
your
who's
charisma stat and whatnot is unaffected.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, yeah, I'll keep it on speaker then.
Yeah, so you can leave it on speaker, and Mouse calls that out, and he's just like, "Ooh, you like the gun? Yes. You know what? For getting such a quick job done with it, I can arrange something.
Ooh.
I can arrange something. I have my sword.
Today has been good.
Yes, it
I-
has been a good
I
day.
really appreciate that. I'll scrape together whatever funds I can, see if I can purchase it from you.
Yes. We'll discuss that at a later point. For right now, we need to play a rousing game of spiders and spanklins. Yeah.
Sounds like a fun
What
game.
is that?
You do that.
The Voxcom cuts.
Man, I didn't know you were able to do this. This is pretty. I don't even feel like I'm gonna be afraid of mice right now. I'm not even worried about the rats.
Mouse,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
at this very
this-
moment on cue, a mouse runs past your feet. You look down and you feel no fear.
I pick up the mouse. I'm like, "Hey, little buddy, how are you doing?"
Does it bite him?
The mouse looks
It
panicked
bites
as
your
fuck
finger,
because
you
he's
get
grabbed
rabies.
by a random human.
But it's also under zone of calm.
Yeah, I did walk in.
Oh yeah. It is within the zone of calm. The mouse, you pick up the mouse, and it is just like sort of like you grab it by the tail, I assume, right? It's just sort of hanging there loosely. It like
And then I kind of like pick it up, like kind of like actually genuinely like pick it up, not by its like I hold it in my hand. It's like, "Hi, little buddy, how are you doing?"
he
Be
sort of just
careful, it might have
cuddles
rabies.
into your palm.
Aw, it's so cute. I'm
Falls
gonna
asleep.
name you George.
He
It
falls
might have
asleep.
rabies.
And at this point, when the mouse runs by, there's about 2 minutes left in the zone of calm. You look at George, and for the next 2 minutes, you like sort of sit there and just admire how cute he is. And then the zone of calm wears off.
Shit.
Is he? Please tell me he just spikes the rat or just launches the rat.
How does the rat react when the zone of calm goes?
So keep it in mind. You remember what goes on during the zone of calm. It's not like you have sudden amnesia of what's happening. Like if that were the case, then this guy would have forgotten he just made the deal with you, and there would be no point. So you know that you consciously picked up this mouse, pet it, and just named the thing.
It's like, okay, like this thing still freaks me out, but maybe they're not so bad. I mean, this one's pretty nice.
And the mouse is still asleep because even though the zone of calm has worn off on it, it was asleep before. So
It's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try to get over my fear a little bit. I'm gonna keep this little guy.
Might want to get a muzzle in case it has rabies.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
do
so-
that. Maybe get a cage, stuff
Look at
like
little
that.
rabies.
Yeah, well,
Rabies between
let's head
friends.
home. I'm sure this was a good day all around. I'm getting over my fear a little bit, kind of, a little bit. Not really. I'm trying.
So, how
Character
nervous does he look just from watching him talk?
Oh, he looks absolutely terrified, but he's holding it in.
I'll pull out my. I can take care of that for you.
Okay, thank you. He kind of hands him over to you, and he just goes.
Do you hand or do you like toss it?
I hand it to you, like gently, like here you go.
Okay. I'll grab the mouse with the bionic arm then.
Yeah.
Pop.
The mouse remains asleep somehow.
character development. Nice.
He's getting better with his fear of mice.